What is going on, guys? We are back on another video today on Madden 22, and today we're doing an experiment video based on catching. Of course, catching and catching in traffic, which of course are the two main things for catching in general. Maybe I could do spec catch as well if we actually find something worth noting. If it just doesn't work or it's very clear cut, maybe it's not really important to do, but I don't want to do spec catch technically because spec catch is, in general, it's like a 1% win rate, it seems, like no matter who you have. So I don't know if it's really important to do that, but catching and catching traffic obviously comes into play all the time. Spec catch doesn't kind of exist this year anyways. The cornerback's mossy, and that's one of the big things they've been talking about for Madden 23. But there is upgrades in the game that give you catching more often than catching traffic. I know that catching gives you a higher overall because, well, I compare these two, and this, team with 0 catching versus 0 catching traffic is, of course, much lower overall. However, how will that factor in the game? For me, it's not necessarily will this team catch the ball, but will the other team catch the ball in traffic? I don't know what to expect with this one, but with 0 catching, they might just never catch the ball. It very well could be the case, but like I said, the other side of it is more important when I'm looking at. So if the other side can still catch the ball in traffic, I'm going to go on a limb and say catching is vastly more important than catching traffic. It's just also kind of like agility and change of direction. Maybe we'll do an experiment for that as well. We've seen a lot of players, especially like corners and safeties, where they have no agility, but they have really good change of direction. Like, how does that work for a defender? I think for an offensive player, that means, the juke moves won't be as effective, but change of direction was kind of like the big thing, and it seems like change of direction is more important than agility in general, so maybe that's something we have to do at some point as well, even though we're already in June, but let's be honest, a lot of the stuff we're looking at now will be relevant when the game comes out, Madden 23 that is. But we also will go into the game and take a look. So we'll see what the stats are like here, and then we're obviously going to see what it's actually like playing as the team. We'll probably go in at week 18. Hopefully I don't sell, and then we'll be able to test out. Once again, I feel like the other side's going to be a little more interesting, but we'll see. If we see, kind of like fair enough numbers, maybe we will do spectacular catch. I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of like a byproduct rather than, a main thing. Catching and catching traffic, those are like the two main things you absolutely have to have in Madden, whereas spec catch is, like I said, not really a factor, and I did sell. God dang it. I actually sold. I forgot to do it. Of course, 6 and 11. I'm trying to think of what the Raiders normally do. I mean, not this bad, I don't think. But then again, I never see them succeed too well. But regardless, what is it? A 4,000-yard season for Derek Carr, 20 touchdowns with 12 interceptions. And then receiving, I don't really think that was affected. I think considering the season this team had, considering the playbook, and considering Derek Carr's numbers in general, I feel like these are numbers that are very fair. The reason why I think that is because the yards per reception. Now, that is hard to say because drops would play a factor, and obviously the game doesn't have that technically, but we kind of have to base it off of yards, touchdowns, and average reception. And as far as this looks like, for a team that didn't do well, this is pretty normal. This isn't like 300 yards for Devontae Adams, 400 yards for Waller, whatever kind of numbers. These are very modest numbers for a team that has 0 catching. My brain actually kind of melted. I mean, I could still do it that way in general, but I was like, why don't I just put the teams against each other in practice and see what's up? And then I was like, wait, you can't, never, forget about it. I almost had a great idea, but not quite. We, of course, also have the XP not being used. We also have it on All Pro Simulation, which should be the most fair and realistic way to do this. Of course, everyone has 0 catching, but their catching traffic is 99. Let's see what is up. Straight up drop. Okay, so this doesn't look promising, but maybe the moment... I feel like maybe I've done this before. I don't know. I can't remember, but we're already here. But maybe if they're actually in traffic, maybe they'll actually catch it. Of course, that was a catch. It was in traffic, but it wasn't in traffic. You know what I mean? So Let's play in traffic is what I'm going to say here. Let's go with the rack catch, straight up drop. Of course, if you had 99 catch, 99 rack catch, I'd probably expect you to hit that catch. Don't know, I've never heard anyone say hit that catch before, but I just did. Let's just go with the catch. Rack just can't catch it at all, of course. I don't think that's really debatable at this point. Maybe I should have went with like 70 or 80 catch in traffic. I don't know. But regardless of the point, you can't catch with the catching thing. And straight up drops it again. I mean, I feel like we're... the results are kind of undeniable at this point. Catch in traffic cannot do a thing because, I mean, there was never a chance on that one, because catching, you just can't catch the ball. Simply put, you can't even have a chance to try to hold on in traffic if you can't even catch the ball when there's nobody there. I don't really know how that's going to help us. That's well, not really a catch in traffic. Drops it. Oh my god. How do we even complete a single one? Did he just like... See, there's the thing. That was in traffic. I could throw 100 more passes with just a straight up Y catch, and he probably drops it wide open. Like, let's see. No, he caught it. Like, was that just luck? Was that something that will happen a bunch of times? Waller, of course, is one of those guys with the zero catching as well. All of a sudden catching things, though. This is weird. Let's see. Okay, now everyone's catching things. I don't know what's happening. And Robinson is also one of the guys that I added to the list. Curl route with catch in traffic. This should be a good test. I'm even going to wait for it. Actually, I don't even need to. So I'm not even going to complete the damn thing as is. Khalil Mack thinks he's cool. It's because he is. I'm sorry, Khalil. Don't hurt me. I mean, that really doesn't help anyone. Straight up dropped. You know, we were starting to catch passes. We had a really good catch there with Waller in traffic, hardcore. But I'm thinking it means nothing. I'm thinking catch in traffic absolutely means nothing without catching. So with that being said, so far I think it's clear-cut that catching is more important. But here we are to try and prove that. Of course, the overalls are a bit higher, so you may even see a better record from the team. 92 overall for Devontae with the zero catch in traffic. I also gave them 99 strength because I heard that helps you with jump balls and just, you know, tougher catches in general. Can't even show you guys that we did that, but yeah, Waller still hit pretty hard here in the overall, but obviously that zero catch in traffic, but 99 catching. We're going to give that a test now, see what happens, see if they immediately drop it anytime they're in any sort of heat with another player, which even then, it's still massively better than what we've seen with zero catching, 99 catching traffic. It just didn't matter. Really, what I was trying to more or less prove was, are they two completely different ratings where once you get into traffic with zero catching, but 99 catching traffic, will you still catch it? And wow, they're even worse. How is that even possible? Like, that's just not a coincidence, is it? I did 2 sims, technically, as I had to, because I sold the last one. What was it, 6 and 11, and it was 7 wins. This is 3 wins. Like, this is absurdly bad. Because if you've played a decent bit of franchise, you'll notice that like a lot of the tight ends have way better catching than catching traffic. So, kind of curious to see what happens there. Maybe I should have taken a jump ball shot with one of the guys in general. Let's try this. That's kind of in traffic, is it not? I mean, I was expecting to drop just like all the other drops where we just straight up dropped it because, you know, once again, we didn't have catching. And that is going to be an ultimate in the traffic. Well, not even in the traffic. All Pro is kind of juiced. And I restarted because I just realized the moment I said that, I was like, wait a minute, we're not even on All Pro. We're on All Madden. So that first possession catch with zero catch in traffic was kind of unfair. There's no way you should catch this, right? I mean, that's sort of in traffic. I mean, he's kind of got a guy on him. Of course, so far 99 catching just seems to be blowing it out of the water, though. I'm trying to think, like, what I can do here to, like, really test this. I mean, it's in traffic. It's more of a spec catch, though. But obviously, once again, no issues there at all. Slant into proper traffic. Try to throw this in as quick as possible. And, I mean, that's... Maybe you have to go more rack catch, but in general, rack catches kind of suck. I just think it's pretty definitive. We'll see what it's like in actual sim. Oh, my. That is a bit of an overthrow. Holy crap, Derek, do you mind? Like, I literally put a better ball in real life myself. I mean, I think everyone here could. I mean, that's literally the definition of traffic. I get it's Devontae, but Devontae on the other one with 0 catching couldn't catch a single thing. I mean, I think it's pretty clear cut. I mean, catching traffic kind of matters, but it's absolutely clear cut to me that, I mean, wow, Jesus, Khalil Mack, could you freaking relax? I get it's your former team, your former team, but Jesus, I think it's clear cut. You absolutely go for catching, no matter what. In a rebuild, in a user, you know, focus on catching over catching traffic. That, I mean, it's a little catching traffic-y, but not really. You need singular wins. You have 3 wins. Relax. No matter, it's an experiment video at this point. Relax. You're not getting anything else out of this. Force that in a little bit. Guy doesn't really jump it, though. Renfro. Oh, my. Did you see that catch? That was a crazy one. That's the ultimate proof. That is literally the most in traffic you could be. Not even Devontae, not even Waller has 0 catching traffic. This is literally the most catching traffic you get. I mean, that's just, he literally gets popped by 2 players. Both are on pro, or all pro anyways. I mean, I think it's a GG. I think we've solved the mystery, if you will. Which, don't get me wrong, it doesn't necessarily surprise me. But I would have thought it would have mattered a little bit more in game for catching traffic. I thought any sort of contact would have been the ball coming out straight away, similar to just any catch ever not working. But not the case, I guess. But let's look at the numbers. Pretty similar passing numbers. Oh! This is interesting. What? I am actually... Now, this is shocking. Like, this is actually legitimately shocking to me. I did not expect that. If there was going to be one of the two that was going to cause them to suck in sim, I thought it was easily going to be the catching, but you have 700 snap Demarcus Robinson put up 0 catches. Waller, 1,200 snaps, 0 attempts. Oh, it's Russia. We don't talk about this to anyone. We don't bring this up. We don't mention. Why did I think Josh Jacobs would have got a thought? I guess somebody has to catch the ball. That's where my brain. Oh, long story short, it's not super definitive, but it seems like, as expected, catching is way more important. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you guys did, you like these kind of experiment videos, let me know by leaving a like, maybe subscribing if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support. We'll have a Night Talks video a little bit later today, around probably 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have any more suggestions for kind of things you'd like tested, besides my brain, obviously, after that, woo, that was an interesting one. You know, let me know in the comment section below. We'll have a rebuild tomorrow, which is kind of what inspired this, because I had a bunch of players just have it was like 7 to 10 upgrade points in catching over catching traffic, which is not a usual thing I see. And I was wondering, what, you know, like, okay, EA, what are you doing to me? How bad is this? And it turns out they're actually smart, you know, kind of, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!